Valley Club, yesterday was the day that we got our first level 60 character in Raid Shadow Legends, and boy, are things different. And we're able to clear a lot more content, so we're gonna show you what we did to upgrade this character. Also, we upgraded their masteries fully, so we'll show you that as well. We made a major change to Monkey King that's helping us in all areas of the game. If you were to see what we did to upgrade all these characters, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin Raid channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day, and I hope you're ready to upgrade your characters in Raid. We upgraded a few of our characters, and things are very, very different. Also made some mistakes along the way that I do want to discuss. Now, if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell for even more Raid Shadow Legends content. Every single week, at least 6 pieces of content uploaded on this channel. But before we get into all these upgrades, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends. Their 6th anniversary celebration is going on right now, and it's a great time to start a new account in Raid Shadow Legends. That is exactly what I did. They let me choose 4 champions that you can get for free, so I chose some of the best ones for you. If you're a new player, on day 1, you'll get Uugo. A lot of players consider Uugo the best epic in the game because of her diverse debuffs, including an AoE block buff on your enemies, which is useful in most areas of the game. Then at level 25, which I got to on day 1, you'll get Tagoar, another top epic support champ. His passive mitigates damage and can revive all dead allies. And Rector Drath is another one of the top epics in the game. You'll get her for free at level 45. She places a continuous heal on her allies, also has a revive super strong. And at level 50, you got Mausoleum Mage for free. You can provide healing, speed, and a cleanse to your entire team. And if those free epics aren't enough, you can also unlock 2 legendaries for free within your first week of play. Within your first 24 hours, use the code Supreme6 to get the legendary Void Champ Supreme Gaelic. Or within your first 24 hours, use the code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, another great legendary attacker. Sun Wukong is better for PvP content, Supreme Gaelic better for PvE content. They're both great, and the choice is yours which one you unlock. And right now, there's a login calendar that will award you Alice for free after 7 days of playing the game. So use my link to download Raid, and you can get all those OP goodies for free. Let's jump into the game so you can see our updated roster, where we're at right now. So Kale is the character that we fully upgraded all the way to level 60, our first level 60 character. We're also working on Monkey King up to level 60 as well. We bought a battle pass yesterday, came with a bunch of chickens, and I think I like Monkey King as my best legendary. We have Monkey King and Alice as legendaries right now, but I think Monkey King is a little more valuable. We also put the 3rd star in him, and what I did not realize is as we upgrade these skills, as we put this 3rd star in him, well, this passive is not active without this 3rd ascendant star. So you need to ascend this character at least 3 levels to get this passive going. And what this is going to do, revive this champion, 100% HP, 100% turn meter, 3 turns after they were killed. And I was wondering why my Sun Wukong was not reviving. Well, it's because you need these ascendant stars. So at least 3 stars, that gets his passive active. We also unlocked Geomancer with some fusion pulls yesterday, and not a fusion pull, but one of those essence pulls. We got him unlocked with the rare thing that's going on right now, and we put that 3rd star on him right away. Can't remember which one of his skills are. I think it is this one here. Yeah, the 75%. I think this is the one that you get upgraded with the 3rd star. So we did put this 3rd star on. So that's one thing that I want to mention. Make sure you're looking at these characters at their skills. Some of them only get activated when you have them ascended to a certain star level. So make sure that you're upgrading your characters properly, and make sure you look at their skills to make sure that they have all of their skills active. But let's go back to Kale, because Kale is our starter champion. That is the character that we picked over Elhain, over Aethel, over Gaelic. I think I picked Gaelic the first time I had an account, and it was like, it's a tough challenge there. But if you want the easiest path to success, I think Kale is the way to go. Go to a more challenging route, I think you go with Aethel or Elhain. But if you want the most challenging path, you could go with Gaelic. But yeah, we went with Kale. He's the easiest path there. We do have him fully ascended. We have some gear on him. It's not the ideal gear. We do have lifesteal gear, which is a very good early game set. It helps heal you up and as you do damage, so it's going to heal 30% of the damage dealt. So it helps him keep alive in these larger campaign missions, the longer campaign missions, especially with his A2 special attack. His Acid Rain does a big AoE attack, huge damage, and he's going to get a lot of that back. So as far as what we have on him, we have an attack. We don't have attack percent, or we do have attack. We have some accuracy, resistance, crit rate, HP. This is the best piece of lifesteal gear that we have. Initially, I think it's best to focus on more of the stats. Although with this lifesteal gear on your farming champion, your campaign farmer, I think you do want some of this lifesteal gear just to help him survive a little bit more, especially if you're eventually going to solo some of these missions and they don't have any healers with them. You just want that damage dealer doing this stuff. Now, ideal stats that we want here, accuracy is good. We do want some attack percent. We don't have that on here. Crit rate is good, but we have our crit rate really, really high. So we could actually get that lower. Kale, you want it at 100%. Everything over 100% is just kind of wasted. Right now, the total is 118%. So we have 18% wasted, and that could be going towards crit damage if it was ideal, but obviously we don't have the ideal sets here. So attack, you want to get some crit rate, some crit damage, and some attack percent. Now, HP is what you can see on the helmet here. So that's what is, that's the only stat that we could have. Crit rate is a decent one, but like I said, we already have that crit rate pretty high. So if we could replace this, we don't need this crit rate here. I'd like to replace that with maybe an attack percent or with a crit damage or something like that. But this is what we have as far as the helmet here. This is his shield, and this is always going to be defense. We have more crit rate, and again, this is something that we could switch because we are over the crit rate cap. It is 100% that it caps on. Anything over that, like I said, just kind of goes to waste. Crit damage, this is good. Accuracy, that's going to help him land his debuffs. Kale has a lot of poisons that we want to land, so that's going to help him land this. Now, we do have crit rate gauntlets here. The gloves are crit rate. We might want to switch this down the road. I don't think we can switch this yet. I don't think we can afford to lose 60% crit rate, but later when we have crit rate coming from other places, we might be able to switch this out. We do have accuracy, which is good. We have attack percent, which is good. HP percent, which is good. And normally with your attack, HP, or defense, you want that percent because it is going to scale a lot better as your characters get better. But gotta go with what you have sometimes instead of the ideal situation. Accuracy is what we have in the middle section here because Kale's attacks are all based on attack. So if we go back into the tavern and look at his skills here, we see that his skills, you see that this damage for Dark Bolt is based on attack, Acid Rain is based on attack, and this Disintegrate is also based on attack. So we want to try to get his attack up as high as possible. And like I said, the ideal way to do that is with that attack percent because it is going to scale a lot better as your characters get better and better. Instead of a hard flat number, you wanted a percent. In this section here, speed is what we want, and we started to ascend this gear a little bit. We have a little bit more attack on this from ascending it. We also have crit rate. Again, we have a little too much crit rate. We want to bring that as close to 100% as possible, and then the rest of it goes towards other stats, benefiting us in other ways. Defense is there. We have an attack, a flat attack percent, or attack a flat stat, and then a defensive percentage there. So speed is normally what you want on these boots. In an ideal scenario, you want all your champions with speed as the primary stat on their boots, but sometimes you can't get that in the early game. But this is what we have on Kale right now. We have a lifesteal set, and we have some other sets with some of the stats that we want. But again, this is not ideal. We want a lot of crit rate here eventually. Eventually, we want to switch that to crit damage when we're getting crit rate in other places. And then we want speed on the boots. The rest, we just want some good stats as far as their secondary stats. Now, as far as these accessories, we do have this ring here. It's an attack ring. We don't have a lot of other options here. We have some defensive rings, HP rings, but I think for Kale, obviously, since his attacks are based on his attack stat, then you want to have this attack for his accessory here, for his ring. Now, for his amulet, it is a defensive amulet. That is the only one we have. As you can see, we have nothing else for Dark Elves, so this is all we got. Luckily, it does have some accuracy. It has some attack. It is a flat stat attack, so not a percent-based attack. And then some crit damage as well. That's what we have on him. Let's go check out his masteries, because this is a new thing we did. And the first use of our 800 cores, or our first few cores, or our first few gems, excuse me, was going towards building up that gem mine. We did all 3 levels of that. Looking back on that, that may have been a mistake. I may have wanted to upgrade all these masteries earlier because it takes a while to get through that Minotaur's label to get all of these masteries unlocked, especially these bottom masteries. So look at what this takes. Actually, we can't see the cost here, but some of the earlier nodes take this very common form of your upgrade materials. Some of the middle nodes take these green ones, and then some of the end ones take these ones, these red ones here to upgrade, which can be very hard to farm. You need to get it to a pretty high level of the Minotaur to get that stuff. So I would recommend just using your first 800 of these gems just to upgrade your first starter champion. I should have done that in the beginning and then upgraded the diamond mine, then started to upgrade the sparring pit. Did it in a little different order, so we did have to wait on this a little, and we were able to get all through the hard missions pretty easily, but we weren't able to get through some of the brutal, not in the nightmare section yet, but we're getting through the brutal now that Kale has his stats upgraded. Now, this is what we have for Kale, and it is based on some of the recommendations at hailhades.com. This is more for a general PvP / campaign farmer, which is what we want for a Kale's role. You may want to use him as an arena champion or in some other PvP content, or some other PvE content for your farming abilities. So this is what we have for him. If you want some different goals from Kale, you may want to do something different. But I think increasing the crit rate is very, very important. Like I said, you want to get that close to as 100% as possible. For your damage dealers, you want them critting as often as possible. It's probably more important to get their crit rate and crit damage up as high as possible rather than their flat attack stat. All right, for this section here, we have increases damage inflicted by 5% when attacking with full HP. So at the start of the battle, it's going to be doing more damage when his HP is full, and obviously more crit damage here at the rank 2. The rank 3 the skills that we upgraded increases the speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion. Stacks across each round of battle up to 18 speed. So probably getting that 18 speed right away, especially in the campaign nodes, because Kale's getting all of those kills. We also have increased the damage inflicted by 8% for the first hit on each enemy. So a little bit more damage there. And this is good, especially if you're using acid rain to try to wipe out a whole wave of enemies here. This is the Wrath of the Slain. Increases damage inflicted by 5% for each dead ally. Probably don't want this proccing too much, but stacks up to 10% for this, and has a 30% chance of decreasing cooldown for a random skill 1 turn. If the damage inflicted by a skill exceeds 30% of the target's max HP, occurs once per turn. So when you're overpowering a lot of these campaign enemies, this should proc a bunch of times. Moving down to our rank 5 skills, we did a couple of them here. Kill streak. Increase the damage inflicted by 6% in arena and siege battles and 3% in all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion in battle. Stacks across each round to a battle up to 12%. So lots of kills, hopefully, and lots of buffs that you're getting for your champion. Place a shield on this buff for this a shield buff on this champion 1 turn when this champion kills an enemy, except for boss minions. The value of this shield is equal to 15% of this champion's max HP, occurs once per turn. So it helps with that survivability along with that lifesteal set. Should be pretty good for Kale. And the rank 6 ability is just more crit damage, 20% more crit damage. As far as his support, and you could only choose offense or defense, or offense and support, or defense and support. So only 2 masteries or 2 sections that you could go to. So be very, very sure of what you want to do in advance. Again, hailhades.com has a bunch of different build outs for a bunch of characters. So choose that wisely, because it's you can reset this. There is an option to reset this, but it does cost quarters. You do your first one for free, but you do have to spend these gems if you want to reset them. All right, for the support, what we did, increase the accuracy by 10%, and this is going to help him land a lot of those debuffs. So like the poison, that'll help him land that stuff. A charge focus, increase accuracy by 20%. This character has no skills on cooldown, so at the start of the battle, should be doing a lot of extra damage there. Increases accuracy by 4 for each enemy alive, stacks up to 16, so gives them more accuracy, more chance to apply that poison debuffs to the enemies. 5% chance of decrease in cooldown or random skill by 1 at the start of every turn. I like that, especially if you're doing a lot of these big moves over and over and over again. And his rank 5 for the support section increases speed by 8 for each dead ally, stacks up to 24. So not totally bad if your allies die. You don't want them dying, but if they do, Kale's gonna get more speed and allow him to do more stuff. And we were struggling on the hard difficulty. We're up to brutal right now. We are on this section 5 at Felwyn's Gate. We are pretty much limited by time and energy. So this is all we got to time-wise, but I think with our Kale built up at that level and building up some other characters that we recently got, I think we should be able to get through this whole brutal difficulty with those characters. Let's look for some arena battles and see what the new changes to Kale, Monkey King do in battle. Now, I'm still not confident to punch up a bunch. but now we're pretty much getting some wins pretty consistently. Let's go to this 47,000 character. We have 67,000, so we are punching down on these characters, but a lot of times before I did these upgrades, we would lose some of these punch downs. So let's go into this battle and show you what the changes will do. All right, so we go first. Let's try to put this, try to turn Alice into a sheep. Let's see if that goes on. Yep, she goes into a sheep. That's good. We get some AoE attacked on us. We get some counterattack from our Alice. Let's bring the Brig Acid Rain from Kale. Oh man, their Kale is very, very damaging. Their sheep attacks us. Now we got a choice. Do we try to do the revive right now? Not gonna bring back Alice, but we could get a little healing or we could do some damage. Let's go for the gamble here. Let's do some damage and hopefully they avoid our Uugo and we could bring everyone back to life if they're dead. All right, big AoE attack. Hopefully this takes out one of their big characters. Right, Kale is still alive. Let's use some poison on him, and there we go. Nice. So Kale, Monkey King, they feel really good in battle right now. Kale is doing a lot better for myself in some of the campaign and the rest of the PvE missions. Monkey King, now that he's reviving, does a lot better in the arena. And yeah, he is smashing folk in arenas. So hopefully some of these upgrade options, if you choose to do them, hopefully get similar results and can just smash you a lot of PvE and PvP content. Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave the video a like. Check me out on social media as well. And if you want to check out one of the biggest mistakes that I made in the first week of Raid Shadow Legends, check out the video up there so you don't make them either. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.